Hello there,
Hello there.
Quan here, and today I wanted to show you a little project of mine, the original Ben 10 Omnitrix. Now, it's a little project of mine I've been working on for the last few days, and it's mainly because I'm feeling pretty nostalgic. Ben 10 has been a pretty big part of my childhood, and I wanted to reconnect with that, and it's been a really fun time making this. And I used to actually make these a lot back in the day, but honestly they were really trash, and they made out of paper and super flimsy. But now that I've gotten older, I've had lots of experience with DIY crafting for fun with cardboard, and making my own Spider-Man web shooters. And I think now that I have some time off from school, I wanted to make a product that I'm really proud of. So I took a lot of time into this, and I think I did it. And I wanted to make a little video explaining on what I did, and going through all the nooks and crannies of this, because it's kind of like one of the videos I would have watched as a kid, and I would have stayed up long nights just watching videos of how people made their Ben 10 watches and stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. So first I wanted to give you a little rundown on the Omnitrix here. From this side you can see that there are no latches. This is all built in one piece. You can just slide this over your arm. Of course, this is built to my specific wrist size. So I'm going to slide this on here. There we go. Just on the arm there now. Looking pretty good. So to activate it, of course, you just press the green button here. There you go, pops up. You can rotate the dial and slam it down, of course. Now another cool thing, this actually has lights. Of course, with my lamp light on here, you can't really see it, so I'm going to turn it off. Let me take this off my wrist first. Okay, I'm going to turn the light off now. So it's a little flashing, but there it is. You can kind of see the light there. So I know this is probably kind of dim looking, and I have a solution for that. Let me turn the light back on. Okay, so with this little logo piece in the middle, you can actually switch it out for a clear one. So first I made the disc into two separate pieces, and I'll go into further depth into this later. So you can take these two apart, and now you'll have this here. You can slide this piece out, reveal all the inner workings here, and to access the clear version of the logo, you can just pull this down, also revealing the inner workings of this Omnitrix, and there should be a little clear logo right here. So now close this. I'm just going to keep this green one out here. Close this back up. There we go. Slide this in. And reattach the dial pieces. There you go. So now this is a clear version. When you press the green button, you can see the light a lot better. Now with this, I originally planned it so that when you press the button, this pops up and the light would stay on, but didn't really work out that way. So I just decided to leave it with this, and I'm still pretty happy about that. I love that here. So now I'm gonna go into further depth on each piece of this Omnitrix and tell you all about it if you want to make it for yourself. So first, actually, before going through the individual parts, I wanted to give you a list of supplies if you're looking to make this. First off, I'm going to go through the parts where I'm pretty sure people will have to buy, because I don't think most people have them laying around at home. So first, I'm going to talk about this coin battery that I bought. You can find these probably at Home Depot or any hardware shop like that. Basically, this is for the light, and I think these will be pretty easy to find, so it should be good there. And for these are little neodymium magnets. Now, these are what help the spring action of the Omnitrix. Unfortunately, I don't think I can find these in stores anywhere, so I had to get these off Amazon. Next, a little box of assorted springs. I bought this off of Home Depot, so I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find it there. Then next is pretty obscure, I think. It's a LED assortment kit that I got off of Amazon a while back when I was making all the web shooters when I was a kid. Luckily, I still had these around. If there are any better options, I go ahead, because I don't want someone looking to buy one green LED for this and having to buy a whole kit. You know, if you can find something smaller, go ahead. I'll show you the exact LED I used. These are the green ones here. So basically, LEDs have these two little legs here, and you want to activate the light. You'll put the battery in between the legs, and they should light up. And now you can use this to your advantage and bend the legs up or down. Actually, no, just up, away from the battery, so that now it's primed to be touching the battery whenever it's pushed against it. So let me demonstrate that real quick. I'll bend this leg up. Okay, so the leg is not touching the battery, so now I can press it down and it will turn on. Let go, turn off. Press down, turn on. You can do a lot of things with that. Now, going on to, I think, a little more common items. Probably bad timing for that. This is a piece of reflective stiff paper. I'm not too sure where I would get this. I kind of just found it laying around the house, and that's kind of the fun and beauty of making DIY crafts at home. You know, you kind of just use whatever you have in the house. Of course, not everyone has an LED assortment kit. Next, I used some foam sheet, white color. Got this off a little craft shop down in my neighborhood. Pretty cheap for these. Black and green construction paper for obvious reasons. Some duct tape, always useful. You'll have super glue, hot glue, Exacto knives, paint brushes for painting, of course, little pen or pencil to mark down measurements needed, your ruler, and optional, but I would use a why am I forgetting this name? Anyway, I would use this to draw perfect circles so I can get them cut out really easily. And that should go through the supplies for this. Okay, so now I'm going to go into more depth on the individual pieces and tell you how I made them. So first we're going to start on the dial here. So we can actually take this apart, and it'll split into two, and notice that it's magnetic, so it's a very satisfying click there. And this is just because when I'm able to open it, I can switch out the logos here, and it's able to spin around the logo. So this shape is essentially a flat circle and another smaller flat circle above, and then angled piece of cardboard here, and should notice a little magnet right there. Hopefully the camera getting focused here. There's a little magnet there, and I'll have a picture kind of explaining in better detail what I'm talking about. And yeah, so that is basically it for this piece. So you just split it into two, and you just glue the pieces together, and yeah, there you go. All you do is just do your due diligence in measuring and cutting, and you should be turning out fine. and these are detailed pieces of just cardboard and paper being painted. Of course, this is not going to be an in-depth like tutorial, more just a guide of how my thought process was when I was making this. Okay, so now we're going to go into the tube here is what I call it. So I'm going to take out the logo. So as you can see, it's essentially a rolled up piece of paper, and we'll start on the I guess tube itself. So you'll notice that it's a green piece of paper, and it has cutouts of black paper superglued on top of it for the details there. And what I did was, okay, you can see the light flashing in there. It's a little finicky, this Omnitrix is. As you can see, I essentially cut out two pieces. One shape was for the black paper, and I reversed it and cut it out of the reflective material I talked about earlier in there. So I essentially cut out two parts of each, one black and one reflective. I put the black on the outside, and I put the corresponding reflective piece on the inside, just so that it would help the light distribute and even out in there, so that it would illuminate the logo more evenly. So now we're going to go on to the I guess like holder piece of the logo on top of it. So essentially there are two very thin cardboard circles here, and they are held together with glue, super glue, and a thin paper strip here. That's so that you can slide the logo in the front here, so like there, and you can push it against the paper on the back. You can push it against the paper on the back so it would sit nicely in place. And again, everything is just glued together, so should be fine just there. And now I'm gonna get into the meat and potatoes of this contraption here. I'm gonna open this up. Of course, you're not gonna be able to see much here, but I'm gonna have another picture on the right, on the left, and that'll show you the mechanism of how this all works. So I'll talk about the springs. So on the bottom of this paper tube are hot glued, that's not really in focus, are hot glued springs down there, and of course that's what allows us to pop up and down. And what allows it to stay down is the neodymium magnets in the middle. So when it's in the down position, the magnets are holding them in place. And oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this, you're also going to need toothpicks for this project, because that's the lever arm that's allowing this to be pushed up. So essentially, with the picture I'm showing you, the yellow line is the toothpick. So when you push down on the toothpick, the left end of the toothpick goes up. It nudges the green paper tube up so that the magnets would detach, allowing the spring to go up. And as you're pushing down on the right side, that pushes down on the legs of the LEDs, which touch against the battery and turn on the light. And that's basically it, yeah. And when you push the tube back down, that pushes the left side of the toothpick down, that pushes up on the right side, and then that would let go of the pressure on the legs of the LED, so then the light should turn off. Of course, sometimes the lights stay on because I am not the best craftsman in the world, and my products are usually finicky, and I don't really go as planned, but that's just life, so I'm fine with that. Sometimes you can just shake it, there you go, turns off, but this is finicky, and I'm okay with that. Okay, so Now I'm gonna go into the actual build of the wrist here. Essentially, I folded a strip or like a plate of cardboard around my wrist, did my measurements and drew circles to cut out my size of wrist. Then I duplicated it with the same circle but larger, so that I can figure out how big I wanted the Omnitrix to be. And yeah, just painted and glued down the edges here. I did my cuts, and yeah, it all turned out pretty well. And now for the decals and visuals, I used green paper for the button, this logo, and the green part of the tube here. For the dark gray, I just mixed my own paint for that here. For the dark gray, I used it on the rim of the button, the sides of the Omnitrix, and the inner triangles of this logo here. And then for the the black part of the Omnitrix, I wanted to give something with contrast. I didn't want to just have a painted gray and a painted black. I thought that would be pretty flat looking, so I decided to use the duct tape that I had, so that it would contrast against the smooth texture of the paint, and the colors would contrast as well. That's why it pops so well in the logo here. And I can put a picture on the left of the Omnitrix that I'm going off after, and you can see the similarities in the colors there. And I think this does a pretty good job of matching it. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed my little talk through on this Omnitrix of mine. I think I really did well on this, and I'm really proud of the final product. It was really fun making this, even though it got a little stressful at times. You know, reconnecting with my childhood, this was such a fun project. I loved making these back in the day, but they were always pretty trash. And now that I'm older, I feel like I did a really good job on this, and I can keep this for a long time, have this as on display, and just a little fun little toy I can play around with sometimes, you know. But yeah, so if you have any other questions on how I made this or anything, feel free to leave them in the comments, and that's it. See ya.